Thank you for your interest in our new Shadowcaster lighting system. In this video, we will go over the installation process for a new lighting system on a pool cage. In this first part of the video, we will go over some pre-installation recommendations to prepare for the installation. Most installers prefer to use a ladder and scaffolding setup, which allows easy access to the mansard beams above the pool. This setup is also ideal for easily moving around the cage for the job, as this type of setup can easily be picked up and shifted into different areas around the pool and cage as needed. You will need to find a flat, open area to set up your building materials and saw. The area needs to be long enough to accommodate the aluminum light tracks and needs to be clear of objects that may negatively affect the cutting process. Make sure that the pool cage area is open and clear of any potential obstacles and hazards. Lots of room is needed to allow for space to move the long pieces of aluminum light tracks and other materials. In part 2 of this video, we will cover what needs to be done to get your materials prepared for installation. Holes will need to be drilled with a hole saw to run the light strip attachments and home run wire through the pool cage. The location and quantity of drilled holes will be dependent on the specs of the specific job that is being done. Here you can see the installer drilling holes for the chair rail lights. If the job requires lighting along the mansard beams, you will need to measure the angle at which to cut the ends of the light tracks in a way that allows for a clean end to the track. You can see this being done in the video as the installer measures the angle at which the light track will need to be cut. The installer measures the length of the beam or chair rail. This will allow him to cut the aluminum light track accurately for a perfect fit to the beam or chair rail he is installing to. After the measurements, materials can be cut to exact fit. Measurements are very important, as miscalculations can lead to issues with your materials for the job. After cuts are made, you can see the installer double check to make sure that the length is correct. In part 3 of this video, we will go over the preparation and installation of the system. The installer preps the light tracks for installation by drilling in the screws for attachment to the pool cage. These screws are placed at even distances apart along the track. Here you can see the same process being done on a chair rail piece. Next, the light track is pushed into place. Once the track fits snugly in, the screws are screwed into the pool cage, securing the light track in place. In this clip, you can see the installer screwing the track into a mansard beam. The next step is to run the adhesive strip along the inside channel of the light track. The adhesive needs to be as tightly flush to the aluminum as possible to prevent issues later. You can see that the installer runs the adhesive strip all the way down the light track and cuts the strip at the end, allowing for a perfect fit to length. Next, the light strip is unspooled and attached to the adhesive along the light track. You can see that one installer holds the end of the strip as the other runs it down the mansard beam, as the installer makes sure he attaches the light strip tightly and flush to the beam. With the light strip's attachment end sticking out of the pool cage, it is stripped at the end to prepare for connection with the home run wire. The connector piece is then put in place and clamped onto the stripped light wire. The home run wire is then connected to the light strip, providing power to the strip. Installers then turn on the system and test the lights, ensuring that they are running properly. After running the lights, the connection between the two wires is heat sealed with a torch. The installer now wipes down and snaps in the light track cover. He removes the cover's protective seal as he snaps the cover in. Sealing gel is then pushed into the connection with a syringe. Finally, all covers are put back where removed, and the light system is once again checked for any flaws or issues. We hope that in viewing this instructional video, you were able to gain valuable insight about the installation process for a new pool cage Shadowcaster lighting system. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your interest in our new Shadowcaster lighting system. In this video, we will go over the installation process for a new lighting system on a pool cage. In this first part of the video, we will go over some pre-installation recommendations to prepare for the installation. Most installers prefer to use a ladder and scaffolding setup, which allows easy access to the mansard beams above the pool. This setup is also ideal for easily moving around the cage for the job.